You are tuned into Backstage Nonsense. This podcast is brought to you by Sunehri Yaadein in Behki Baatein. Check out our upcoming show, A Cassette in My Walkman, on 6th of May, 6:30 p.m. at Dorothy Winston Center.
Welcome back to Backstage Nonsense and welcome Sandhya ji to Backstage Nonsense. How are you today?
I'm good and thank you for having me here today. And I'm pretty excited about this Backstage Nonsense.
Yeah?
because I think most of my life I've seen this a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I've lived through all this nonsense. And it's been fun. And in New Zealand, in Auckland, we started all this in 2006 with my husband Sanjay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
the New Zealand nonsense has begun since 2006 and still going strong.
wow, so that means that's almost 20 years.
Yes.
Almost 20 years,
Almost.
you're right.
So
yeah.
if we go back, so how did you get into singing? How did it all start for you?
As a child, I was told, my mom used to say that even in the kindergarten, what we have
Yeah, kids.
in India, when I used to go there and I used to sing those nursery rhymes and very much tunefully.
Oh.
And so one of my teachers at that time called my mom and said, I can see a good singer in her.
Wow. Okay.
And you had no training at that time?
No,
Mom?
I was 4 and 5.
Wow.
So was your mom also into singing? or-
Yes, she learned classical and she was a good singer, but she never performed. But the day I started learning, she gave up.
Oh.
But you know what? She used to play the sitar. My grandma used to play the sitar. Is that right?
No, my mama ji used to play the sitar.
Someone,
My
yeah,
family,
the
from
family.
my mom's side, are a lot into music.
Yeah.
Right from my grandfather who used to play Dilruba.
Okay.
So it is there in us. And I'm quite blessed that God has transferred those genes in my younger one as well, Ritika.
And not just genes, but you are also taking classes over here, and you have got so many students through you who are now like great singers. So you've not just kept it within your family, but you've actually spread it out as well.
Yes.
How
Tell
did
us-
that? Yeah.
Tell us a little about that actually, because when we moved here, Mum, back in 2003, you had a dream to, start something here into production.
Yes.
But then we kind of decided maybe we'll go a little back, take a step back and
Yes.
start with training a few kids first.
Yes.
Tell us a little about that journey.
Actually, when I came here, I had just resigned from UTV production.
Oh, you were in UTV?
I was in UTV.
Ronnie
I was
Screwvala.
yes, and very close to Zarina Mehta.
Okay.
Yeah, very close. And I was creative in charge in their historical series as well. And so I had this. That was my second passion after singing. Music has always been my first passion,
Okay.
and will always be. But then production is equally beautiful.
Wow. So you were in production for TV.
For television series, then even I did a few short films for Jackie Shroff
Oh.
on thalassemia, awareness of thalassemia, which is a blood disorder.
Yeah. I actually recall her calling my sister and me from Film City, where all of these Bollywood shows, these shootings take place. And she used to call us and say, hey, I'm on the sets of Mission Kashmir and Hrithik Roshan sitting right next to me. Do you guys want to come? And we'd be like, yeah, whatever. You're lying. You're not sitting next to him.
Yeah,
But she used to.
I was.
She used to be there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And with Jackie Shroff, I think I've worked with Shah Rukh Khan,
Oh.
Salman, Sanjay Dutt.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had once, I still remember, that was Mission Kashmir, and I told these girls, my elder one was also in school that time, and I told these girls, something, I think I'm meeting Hrithik Roshan today with Jackie ji. You want to come? No, I think it's going to be Sunny Deol there. We are not coming.
Yeah, I remember this.
Wow.
I remember
I said, fine, maybe. I don't want to say anything. And I go there. I'm just sitting next like you people are sitting. I have Jackie Shroff and Hrithik Roshan here.
My God.
And then I give them a call. You want to see whom I'm sitting with and speaking with? Yeah.
my
Yeah. And the
God.
same thing happened with Shah Rukh Khan.
Yes.
She
yes,
was
it
in
did.
school. And the shooting was pretty close to her school. And I was like, want to come to meet Shah Rukh Khan? No. You know what happens is, is mom really able to do that?
I'm just feeling so embarrassed right now
Yeah.
because, right now we were trying to set this up
Yeah.
and we have been struggling for an hour for just very small little tiny shoot.
She's sitting
With two
inside.
cameras. She's sitting inside, she's observing and she's looking, oh, look at these fools.
Let the kids do it. Let them do
That
it.
is why I was telling people, where is the timesheet? अरे producer के पैसे जा रहे हैं भाई.
Oh, so is that where our sound technician Chaitanya got that idea from? Where is your run sheet?
No,
Where is
she
your run
knows.
sheet?
He knows about run
knows.
sheets. He knows about
Okay,
run sheets.
Great.
Yes.
Okay.
Sheets,
Great.
yes.
Okay. You know, Mom, we hearing about this production stuff is amazing, and thank you for
Yeah.
embarrassing both your daughters.
No, I just want to
I
understand
appreciate
No,
that.
but
now.
I also have worked with आजकल के बच्चों को या इस ज़माने के लोगों को शायद नहीं समझ में आता.
No, you're good.
शायद नहीं जानते होंगे इन बड़े बड़े कलाकारों को, उस्तादों को, जैसे नौशाद साहब हुए.
Yeah.
तो नौशाद साहब के साथ आई हैड अ वेरी गुड रिलेशनशिप. उन्होंने मुझे बहुत तराशा बोलते हैं ना.
Yeah.
He has actually groomed me into a different person, different artist, along with my Guruji.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I've worked with, done quite a few, 3 to 4 events, musical events with Sunil Dutt Sahab.
Oh, wow.
And that they were events for Cancer Society.
Right.
Yeah, because his wife had died of cancer.
Yes.
So he always worked a lot for Cancer Society.
So I just want to ask you this question. Now you have been around so much glamour and glitz
Oh, a
in
lot of
India,
glamour,
right?
yes.
And then from there, 2003, you come here, and over here you see the scene. Can you explain what was going in your mind at that time? What was the scene like over here at that time? Like right now, we've got concerts happening every month.
Yes.
It's completely changed.
Yes.
But 2003, what was it at that time?
Can I just chip in there for a second?
Yeah.
To my amazement, when we came to New Zealand in 2003, we landed in September, and someone landed up at our house, Dharmesh ji, if you remember.
Dharmesh
Parik. He came to our place, and he knew her already.
Wow.
And he said, Aap Sandhya ji ho. And I'm just like, we've been here like for 5 minutes. How does someone in a random country that people in India thought was connected to Australia by a bridge,
Yes.
how do they know my mum?
Wow. Okay.
Go on, mum.
Please. Yeah.
And then after I was, for a few months, I think I was taken aback with, like, not able to do anything.
Yeah.
And I had this, you've heard of Shailesh Prajapati?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shailesh Prajapati was the second person who came because his
He's a
mentor,
director.
his mentor, Deepak Bavaskar, he was one of our directors for one of our Zee Marathi series.
Okay.
And Deepak ji called and told Shailesh, said, Sandhya ji is there, why don't you meet and together do something? And I still remember Shailesh ji coming with all his photographs and reels and this and that to show it to me. So, and we said, yes. I said, Shailesh, we should do something. But then it doesn't work here so well because everything is too expensive.
Yeah.
And also, secondly, I was also at peace with myself because for the first time in about 25, 30 years, I was giving time to myself and my family.
Right.
When you are in production, entertainment industry, your working hours are so erratic and it's so demanding. And secondly, you are also, if you're so passionate, you get so carried away by every little thing, and then you just forget everything else around you. It's just you and the production.
Right.
And that's how, luckily for me, I had my mother who was a teacher who could groom my kids up. And at times I think for almost when there was a shooting happening, I don't think I and my husband have ever met. Because I used to come late by the time he's asleep. And even before he woke up, I had to run to the sets.
Wow.
And there was a time when I was creative in charge for the Mirabai musical series happening with UTV. And Zarina somehow was too fond of my singing and my voice. She wouldn't want anybody else to sing and give playback for Mirabai. And how it was handled, during the day we were shooting, and at night I was in the evening coming home, freshening up a bit, doing a bit of my riyaz and rushing to the studio, recording the bhajan and taking the master with me next day morning to the
Wow.
set.
So you were doing production plus you were also following your passion, which is singing.
Yes.
Alongside.
Yeah.
For the series.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so
I do
I
recollect.
used to take my kids there for my shoot.
I recollect going for shooting with her, but not just that, but also to the recording studios.
Yeah, she
Wow.
was
I recollect
7
that.
years old when we got her to sing the Little Meera's song, and she was 7, and she was such a tiny little thing. Yeah.
I know, I did see the pictures.
Yeah, she couldn't reach the lowest side of the mic, so we had to put her get her to sit on a table, and then record. And I had my auntie standing there in the recording room and saying, like, you sing well, and what do you want? I want a chocolate. I want a chocolate. It was so beautiful. That memory is wonderful.
Wow. So, just getting back to Dharmesh coming to your place and knowing you, how did that work out? Like, how?
I don't. He must have seen some of my stuff online.
Right.
And a couple of Maharashtrians here know me as Sandhya Rao.
Right.
Because I've done quite a bit in Marathi in Bombay. And 2 or 3 of that time we had cassettes, yes. They were amongst the 10 bestsellers of my bestsellers. So people have known me. My uncle was officer. They used to call him, I don't know what officer, recording officer.
Okay.
So, and he's one of the most, he's known as the Naushad of Marathi.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. So
And his name is Mr. Srinivas Khare. The second person in Maharashtrian would know, Marathi people would know him.
Massive in the Marathi community, you see.
And he was he was like, I think I spent more time with him than my dad, and my dad had told him, ye bachchi meri jo hai is yours.
Right.
That's it. I never had this normal childhood of going to movies and picnics, nothing.
You were in the studio.
I was in the studio listening to Mukesh ji, Asha ji, Lata ji, Rafi Saab, and Radha Pandit Jasraj ji got me to sing a duet with Mukesh ji in HMV.
Wow.
Mummy, just sorry to cut you there, but talking about duets with Mukesh ji, you used to do. I'll let you talk about that. But tell us a little bit about your journey doing live shows in India with, you know who.
Yes.
Okay. I'm intrigued to know now.
In India, in Mumbai especially, I used to do just 3 major shows.
Mm-hmm. This is you singing.
Yeah, I was one of the singers. Okay, and it was S.T. Burman, Madan Mohan, and Vasant Desai.
Wow.
And we always had about 25 to 30 musicians live sitting next to us, and an arranger directing them, and the singer singing. Oh, what an experience. Such a nostalgic experience. But we couldn't do, any singer participating in these shows couldn't take up anything else, because they were all they were like what do you call them, taskmasters. And we always had rehearsals for 2 months, starting 9 to 5. We couldn't go anywhere else. And my life has just been that, and I'm so blessed.
So now coming back to New Zealand.
Yeah.
So now I can see where your taskmaster things come from, because I remember we were planning this podcast thing and I got your message that what's happening, where is it going? So I was like, okay, we need to get things. So no, that's really nice. You've come
That's
from that.
how I work.
Yes, absolutely. So
Everyone gets that. Don't worry.
She sits quietly in the background and then she sends a message to you, Chaitanya, and me going, what's happening with this podcast?
so we are here thanks to you actually, because if you not push us, we'd not be here.
I'm very good at that.
Yeah. So talking about
People hate me maybe for that.
No, I don't think
we love
so.
you. I think all we do is just respect and love you.
Thank you so much.
Now I want to understand. Now I know you've got such beautiful memories of Mumbai and India, but talking about New Zealand again. Tell us, how did the first thing start? How did you get into your first show?
Yeah.
The first show we got in because I always wanted to do something in production. So if not the TV series, at least I could use my expertise to put up a small show, to start small.
Right.
And my husband has been a great support. If it was not for him, I don't think we would have been here today.
Right.
Yes, that's how we started off.
So which year did you do the first show?
2006.
2006. And that was your own independent show where
Yes.
you were running it. I personally know
And
this.
that was Hemant Thakur's first show.
Hemant Thakur's first as well.
Hemant Thakur was, we picked him up. Arunji was there. Arun Khotkarji had been for some event and we saw him was playing something and we thought that maybe this person should be good enough, because what happened is till then we never knew whom to contact.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, and he was so nervous. He said, I've never done this. So Arunji said, don't worry, we'll sit with you. And he used to come over to my house, and the four of us, my husband, Arunji, Hemantji and me, we used to sit right from about, say, 8 o'clock to right to 12 and 1 at night. And this continued for 3 months before the show. And that's how Hemantji started off.
Speaking of shows, you've done so many shows here. You've organized so many.
Yeah.
You've sung for so many shows here and back home. Any funny experiences you'd like to share with us? Just coming to a little bit of a lighter side.
It's always been fun. It's always been fun, actually. More than the actual show, the
Yeah.
is always wonderful, because you meet everyone is together, and there is something funny happening all the time. And I still remember that one of the singers was rehearsing her song, and the tabla player goes, okay, let me try a different rhythm, and he goes with a bhajan teka.
For which song?
I don't remember, but I still know.
Was it a Bollywood
Yes.
Okay.
For a show. We are in a rehearsal. And this tabla guy starts off with playing a bhajan rhythm. How does she sing? Okay.
You want me to give you a demo?
Yeah.
Will you clap with me?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Like your clap needs to go.
That's expecting
Okay.
too much, okay?
No, you
expecting.
have to. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
जादू तेरी नजर
ये
खुशबू
भजन बन
तेरा
गया।
बदन.
Okay. I get it. So this happens on live show.
Yeah, this didn't happen in the live show, but it was, just before that during the rehearsals.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you this particular incident, which was in India,
Yeah.
although we are speaking about New Zealand. We were rehearsing for a show, and everyone was pretty tired. Okay, so the keyboard guy felt we should do something different, and that guy started singing. He gave him the right chord to start his song, and the singer doesn't realize that they're playing interludes of some different song. The full song gets over,
Yeah.
and then the musician says, "ये क्या गाना गाया? ये कौन सा गाना गाया? ये कौन सा गाना गाया?" He says, "मेरा गाना गाया." किसने बोला? मैं तो इस गाने का तो इंटरव्यू हो जा रहा था.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's how mashup got introduced.
Yes. Yeah. Otherwise, I think as much as I enjoyed being in India and being in the entertainment industry, I just love it here with our events as well. We have wonderful people around. We have wonderful organizers, beautiful shows. And it's so good. It's so good being here.
And I think it's a pleasure for us actually, to have someone so experienced over here. And because I can imagine people who were here before 2003 and before those times, for them to experience a Bollywood kind of a concert with such talent and such thing must be a dream. Because there might be very few, handful, some, or maybe none.
Yes, because at that time, a lot of people came and told me that your show just stands out. Why it's so different? It's different because I come from that field, and because I've had that experience.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm doing something different. I'm just doing what I learned there, did there. I'm doing it here.
And we hope to carry that on with your experience and your support.
Thank you so much. I hope to. And regarding my classes, it was my dad's dream that I started an institution, and I did it here. So thanks to New Zealand a lot.
Thank you for listening to Backstage Nonsense. Remember to check out A Cassette in My Walkman, a musical concert on 6th of May, 6:30 p.m. at Dorothy Winston Centre.